hole 9, personally, it's a decent way to finish the course, but I honestly would rather see the course end on hole 8 just because there's so many ways you can play hole 8. Hole 9's 250 feet, and on this one, I mean, you can see there's trees to the left, there's trees to the right. There are some lower hanging branches on the left side, which comes into play for the lefty. Not so much for the righty, but there is that kind of bushy tree right on the end, right before you get to the basket. And this is pretty much a dead straight shot. Nothing wrong with the hole, and I know it's not possible geographically speaking, but I wish they could just switch hole 8 and hole 9. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So this one does. You said it just ends straight in that open area in the middle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And what was the distance again?
250.
Okay. I like this kind of hole. It's kind of cool. I like whenever you just have to throw straight shots. I mean, if you've played the Ridge at all, you know I like straight shots. I mean,
no.
A lot of the fairways are very straight. That's why I argue sometimes that it's not that unlefty friendly.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is try to throw straight and you can score the course. But there are some that's not crazy lefty friendly. But I think this is a cool hole. I'll be like Jeffrey right here says. I would probably be throwing a Takapoo. I might go my base plastic one. I think my one that's in my bag right now might be a Strata. It's one that if I throw it on hyzer, it'll probably flip up and just go straight for a little bit. So, I mean, that's probably what I would be throwing on it. Just something a putter. It's going to be a putter. Something I can throw straight.
I agree. I don't quite have the arm to get the Takapoo to go as straight as what you do. So if I was going putter, it would be probably a Tui on a hyzer flip. I'm really comfortable with those. I would say normal everyday situation is going to be probably more like a P-walk for me, just because I know that glides there, don't have to worry about it. And on a day like that I'm not throwing that far, then I'm probably going Pekka just because I know I got that distance with it. I'm 100% sure I've got that distance. The only problem would be going long, which if I'm not mistaken, there is the dump off right behind, not immediately, but I want to say like 40 feet or so behind that basket. So you definitely don't want to go way long of it.
Yeah, because that one ends does it end perpendicular to hole 1?
Yes. So I think
that heel that's on the right side of hole 1 is the green of hole 9.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now
that's where I'd be playing that putter. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to go long. Like I said, 250 for me. I know I can get the putter there on that, the 2E at least, but I'm just not as comfortable with it. So I'm more than likely not. It's depending on what my arm's been doing for the past 8 holes, basically. You know what I mean? Anything from 2E to Pekka, just depending on how I'm playing that day. And then I'm going to miss my putt and take my 3.
Hey, listen, I do have I got those glow discs not too crazy long ago, and I got a glow 2E in it, and that thing's actually pretty nice. I've messed with it a little bit. Yeah. It's it's more stable than some of the others, but it's not, it's like a good flip up to straight with a little bit of turn, as like the other ones I have are like a flip up straight and they turn quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an in between of them, so I kind of like it. I just haven't got to mess with it a ton yet, but it flies pretty nice.
That's the same for me. I've got one of those glow 2Es, and like you said, I've just not thrown it a lot. But I do know what you mean. It's definitely good in between the one that I have thrown at least a little bit.
Did you put Jeffrey's new comment up?
Missing my putt, taking my 3. I was thankful for this year. This is awesome. Jeffrey, I hope you join us on other future podcasts. So
yeah, hopefully he'll be on that with us next week on my channel over there. It definitely helps whenever y'all are leaving a lot of comments.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives us a little bit more to talk about. But hole 9, like I said, it's a good hole. It's kind of like, okay, I'm switching to a different course here, but I'm gonna don't let me throw you off too much. But the whirlwind course in Greenville that we played.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that
I think I
that
played the
very
shorts on that one. Yeah.
yeah. So you know that last hole 18.
Gosh.
Okay,
let me go through my head and see if
it's
I can
just like
remember. Oh, is it the one that it's
the
like
little
slightly uphill and it goes to the left
yes,
into the woods?
yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah.
So that I say this, everybody, that's a good hole. It is not hole 18. Does that make sense to me?
Yeah, that's even a better definition of not a good finishing hole than what 9 is on this one.
I
Like
I
you
agree.
go
I
from
agree.
an extremely like crazy weird shaped like hard hole
Yeah.
17 to
Hmm.
like one that they went, "Oh, we've only got 17 holes.
Exactly. Yeah.
We need to
Yeah.
find one more." It's like
Hmm.
a cool hole that would be somewhere else. Like
If it
if
was
that
hole
hole
13, it'd
replaced,
be great.
yeah, if they replaced that one that's like 100 feet
Yeah.
with that one and added another one somewhere else, it
Hmm.
would be a good substitute. Yeah, yeah. That was a really weird like um, anticlimactic finish on that course. You play that whole 17, and you're like, "What the heck was that?" Like you just
Exactly.
play, and then you go,
And I don't mean to stray
"Why'd we
too
just
far away
finish?"
from, yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't mean to stray too far away from Steel Creek, but that's exactly how I feel about hole 9 here. You put that hole as hole 6, and it's a great hole. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You put it as hole 4, whatever, somewhere in the middle of the course, it's a great hole. I love it. But I would much rather end on 8 than than ending on hole 9, just because, like we said, the options there.
Have you ever thought about if a hole was in a different place that you would throw a different shot, even though the hole's the same?
Hmm. I actually can't
Because
say I have.
I have that thought quite a bit because I also think about for tournament sake sometimes, like the way I designed the ridge. I tell
Mhm.
people all the time whenever they come and play with me for the first time, hole one, I go, I designed this hole as being like, oh, this is a really cool backhand shot.
Mhm.
If I'm playing that course all the time, I'm throwing a forehand off the tee every time because that early in a round, sometimes my backhand's not warmed up and I
Oh,
might
okay.
miss the gap as opposed to a forehand. I'm a higher percentage shot on a touchier forehand hitting the gap than I am a backhand sometimes. And I'm
Mhm.
like, if I was in a tournament situation, unless I'm on lead card to pro, I'm not starting hole one. I might be finishing hole one, so then I might step up to the tee on hole one and go, okay, I'm throwing backhand now because I've
Mhm.
played 17 holes up till
Yeah.
then. So that's
No,
something that I think about sometimes.
I could see. I could honestly see that. I want to say after you saying that, I've never actually thought about that. But if that was in the middle stretch of the course, I would probably be more likely to go 2-y. But then when it's that last hole, I'm like, I want to finish on a 2. I love
Yeah,
finishing on a birdie. You know what I mean? It just makes you feel
yeah.
good going into your next round. If you think, I mean, probably most. But now that I'm thinking of it, I probably never actually think of it the next time I play that I finished on a birdie. But you got those good vibes going out of the course. You know what I mean?
But that course could have that effect on you too, because if you're there to play 18 and you're going to play another set right after it,
Mm-hmm.
because that's your ninth hole. So I mean, you're going to be your finishing hole is your ninth hole. So if you're playing 18, you still got the back nine to go.
That is true. I mean, I think
It's
a good
interesting.
way to do this course would be, like you said, play the shorts first and then loop around and play the long ones. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I just thought about this, but maybe it is a better finishing hole from the long pad. You know what I mean?
I have to see. I'm either gonna have to play it or see it to remember the
Yeah.
longs because I've played the shorts more than I have the longs.
Hmm.
So I have my memory on longs is really not that good.
Well, we'll change that soon, and we'll play. We'll
Yeah.
go play the longs. We'll see if we can get Pickle to go up there with us, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
play the longs and film it. Do something on your channel, something on mine, and then later down the road we'll just do the whole discussion for the longs as well. And
That'd be good for
maybe
me.
who knows? Maybe hole 9 will be one of our favorites. Then honestly
It
I
could
don't
be.
even remember where hole 9 long is at all.
No, I don't. I
So
don't either.
maybe. maybe I'm just completely wrong and I need to shut my mouth about it. That it is a great finishing hole. You know what I mean? But you just got
Yeah.
to finish on the longs. So, did you see Jeffrey's hot take here? Hole
Oh, the
18 at
US.
USDGC is the same way. Fight me. Ooh, I'm not
Now,
going to
see, that's a
necessarily fight you,
course
but I don't know that I agree.
I've never played that course, and I really
Okay.
want to. I really
Hmm.
want to. Watching it, it's kind of cool to see it as a finishing hole, um, because there's so much potential for somebody to mess up.
Hmm.
At least during USDGC, because if we're talking hole 18, USDGC is
Hmm.
different than hole 18 Winthrop because the OB is not there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about, man? It's the same.
You can shank a drive because, from what I understand, like you can shank it to the right as far as you want
I
and be
say, yeah.
safe. So hole 18 USDGC is going to be OB OB below the basket and stuff. So I
Hmm.
think it's like a one that's makes people make decisions. I've heard the argument that hole 17 is a good hole if it was somewhere else on the course.
Yeah.
If it was earlier than what it is now,
Hmm.
the little forehand island, whatever. If it was like hole 6 or something like that, it would be a better hole, kind of from what we were talking about. Because by the time you get to that round, you're like, I just need to get on the island
Yeah.
17 and go on. If it's an earlier hole, it might be one of those holes that people are going for to park or something more so than coming down to the line and being like, hey, I just need to get on the island and par or something like that, or make a big putt
Hmm.
or something. So it's interesting, course design is, and
Yeah.
getting flow and stuff to where it feels good when
Yeah.
you're playing it. There's a couple I've played that's had that where I'm like, this is just kind of funky.
Yeah. No,
I
I
played
know.
one. I played one at Hilton Head, and I took a picture. I screenshotted the map, and I was like, "Tell me if you can tell what's going on in this course." And it was just like fairways looked like this on UDisc because it was like a 2 acre plot of land that had like 9 holes, but like 18 tees.
Oh
Kind of
wow.
like how Steel Creek is, but it was way smaller than Steel Creek. So like I might have to find the map and send the picture to, because it was literally just like looking at this and
Wow.
being like, if you look at that whole course map of all the holes. So
That's
I
fun.
mean, they were just doing, I guess, working with what they had,
Hmm.
but sometimes less is more whenever that comes down to that point too.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, I know that's definitely part of it, and I feel like that's some of what the Seal Creek course was. I'm not sure who designed it. I really
Yeah,
don't
I don't
know.
know either.
I should have looked that up. I'll be more prepared for the next course, and I'll make sure to look up the designer and stuff and see the full course length and everything. But I feel like with that part, there's so many different things that they do there. Like not only if we played like disc golf there, went bird watching everything. Like me and my family rode a little train by the lake there. So it's
That's
like
cool.
the did we ride it or yeah we did right yeah we rode the little train there. There's like a little train that you can take. So I feel like the park was like we want a course, but we don't want it to be the park. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Jeffrey's cracking me up.
what did he say? Performance and answers.
Uh,
Oh.
and then he said hole 5 is a better 18, which a hole 5 is that the other par 5
Mm-hmm.
that like you tee off from. They changed the tee area now, right? It's like 2 shots, and then people try to go across, and they put the basket like 20 feet away from the edge of the water now, or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's hole 5. I could be wrong. I mean, I could see it being a good finishing hole too,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's a hard one. I
Yeah,
like
yeah, true.
holes to be hard on the finish, so people have to make decisions
Yeah, and that's part
sometimes.
of why 9 at Steel Creek to me. Once again, it's the shorts, so it might be better on the long. That's to be determined, but I just feel like you've got some of these shots that you have multiple angles. You have different things you can do. But in that one, like if most 98% of players are stepping up to that, and within 5 seconds what you're doing on that hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no sort of aside from distance control. There's no sort of like challenge, to be honest. If you're on that day, at least slip it.
Oh,